the one thing he does and does well is when he tries to articulate a subject or a conversation, he can frame it with clarity that anyone can follow along. He can really articulate.
Yeah, but Steve, here's the thing. You don't have to even read up. Here's the issue I have with J.D. Vance, and I may get some smoke with this. Is if the man would stop wearing mascara, I would take him more seriously.
Oh God! Hey, back to the budget thing just a little bit. Not to derail things, but talking about the public and the financing is. You guys ought to set in sometimes where you have state, federal, and local people talking about financing and where the money's going to come from, how the money's going to be paid back, and what a convoluted state of mind that people will get into when you start talking state and federal dollars. And it's like they lose track of everything that they have to account for in the real world because they think that somehow there's this pot of money there that just is an endless well that they can tap into. And it becomes almost convoluted to listen to some of these conversations. And you just be amazed. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm going to pivot off the economy for a minute because I want to get Gil in this part of the conversation. I'm pinning an article to the top right now. I personally think it's bullshit and they're full of shit, but the article is, let's load up. Hamas said they will release all Israeli hostages at once to end war. My man Gil, what do you think about it? You think they're full of shit?
Sorry, Hamas says it released all Israeli. Well, look, the only way this war is going to end is the three things. They release the hostages, but also they completely surrender and put down all their weapons. These are the three stipulations that Israel have made it very clear that they will agree to. Obviously, getting the hostages out is a priority, and we'll be delighted to see every hostage released.
Well, Gil, let me ask you a question. Do you feel that they can play any part in the reshaping of this government once the war is over?
No. They shouldn't play any part, and they cannot play any part.
In your opinion, will there be a two-state solution?
No.
So what does that look like?
It looks like right now. Now is all important, and it's going to come down to a climactic battle. And
say that again, Gil. Yes, Steve.
I think one of the things you got to look at from Israel's point of view. I can't remember every single time that this has happened, but you look through the years. I think it's 50, 47, 57, 67, 73. I mean, it's been over and over and over that they've been constantly attacked. At some point, you just got to figure, hey, these people aren't going to leave us alone. We just got to do what we got to do because there's no rhyme or reason on what's going on here. They just want to eliminate us. So if that's the deal, we just got to go on and do what we got to do. That's the way I see it from their point of view.
Well, Steve, let me ask you a question, and this is to anybody in the room. Maybe you guys can answer this. If it wasn't a Jewish state, right? Let's say some other country, France, England, whatever, Belgium, experiencing October 7th. Would they get the same blowback that Israel does because it's a Jewish state?
I don't think they would. I think it's absolutely not. And one of the things that kills me is that they act like that the Jews in Israel is like some kind of colonialization of the land. Well, you have the Wailing Wall that goes back to the time of King David. Seriously?
Yeah, they forget history real quick. Let me say hello to Rabbi. Rabbi, good morning. Long time no speak. How you doing, bro?
Good morning. How's it going?
Man, Nick's better fucking do something this year, kid.
It's very disappointing. This losing streak is really bad. Really bad.
100%. So what do you think? What does it look like